I need to get real with you. Over the past 6 years, I've read more than 120 self-help books. I've spent thousands of pesos, filled dozens of notebooks, and convinced myself every new book would finally unlock my potential. But the truth? I became more anxious, overwhelmed, and lost than ever. If you've got a shelf full of self-help books but feel stuck, this is for you. Let's talk about the hidden addiction no one in self-improvement wants to admit. It started when my life felt out of control. My first book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, gave me hope. But that hope faded, so I grabbed Atomic Habits, then Think and Grow Rich, then more. Each book promised the answer I was missing. My bookshelf exploded, my Kindle overflowed, and my wallet emptied. I told myself I was investing in my future, but I was just feeding an addiction. Here's the trap. Every time I finished a book, I felt smarter, more enlightened, ahead of the game. I'd quote authors, post highlights, and feel like I was growing. But it was all an illusion. I was mistaking reading for real change. I knew about habits, productivity, and confidence, but my life was still a mess. I was living in a knowledge bubble, high on information, low on results. Here's the cycle. I'd read a book, get hyped, then nothing changed. I'd blame the book, buy another, and repeat. It felt logical. Maybe the next book had the real secret. But I was just using reading as a shortcut to avoid the hard work of actual change. Why is this cycle so addictive? Every light bulb moment triggers dopamine, the same chemical behind gambling and social media addiction. Self-help books are designed for this. Each chapter promises a breakthrough. Our brains think we're making progress, even if nothing changes. And thanks to the planning fallacy, just imagining ourselves succeeding feels almost as good as actually doing it. We get the reward without the effort. I spent thousands. But the real cost? Time wasted reading instead of doing. Relationships suffered because I was always searching for the next answer instead of being present. My self-confidence dropped every time I failed to implement a new habit. And the more I read, the more confused I got. Should I wake up at 5 a.m. or focus on sleep? Should I hustle or rest? Too many options led to paralysis. My wake-up call came from one of my closest friends. He asked for business advice, and I unloaded a flood of theories. He just stared at me and said, "But what have you actually done?" That stung. I realized I was a walking encyclopedia with nothing to show for it. That night, I sat alone, no books, no podcasts, and really looked at my life. It was sobering. Here's what I finally understood. Knowing what to do is not the same as doing it. Real change comes from consistently applying a few principles, not collecting hundreds. One person who actually builds a single habit will transform more than someone who reads 50 books and does nothing. My few real wins in life came from action, not information. So I made a drastic change. No new self-help books for 6 months. I picked one idea from all my books, just one. My first, making my bed every morning. For 30 days, that was my only focus. I tracked my progress, not my reading. It was tough, but liberating. The urge to buy new books faded as I started seeing real results. After a month of just making my bed, my confidence grew. That single habit led to a morning walk, then reading fiction before bed. Each small win built momentum. In 6 months, I made more progress than in 6 years of reading. My relationships improved, my productivity soared, and I finally felt proud of myself. The problem isn't that you lack knowledge, it's that you're not following through. So here's the challenge. For the next 90 days, don't buy another book. Instead, take one idea you already know and put it into action. It could be the 2-minute rule from Atomic Habits. Just start small and build momentum. Or maybe it's begin with the end in mind, from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Whatever it is, stop collecting ideas and start living them. That's where real change begins. Here's the mindset shift. You can either be a collector of knowledge or a builder of change. One path fills your shelf, the other transforms your life. Choose wisely. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, at Wealth Seed, we plan ideas today to grow your wealth tomorrow. See you in the next video.